Hey everybody, welcome into the second episode of an Okie On Hockey. Today we are doing a season awards show for the Tulsa Oilers, so it'll be all Tulsa all the time today. We'll get back to interviews later on this summer. We'll have some more with people outside of Tulsa. We'll also have plenty with people inside of Tulsa. We're going to be talking with Tulsa media director and play-by-play guy Zach Reynolds later on this week for an episode that will air either late this week or early next week. We also have some exciting things going on with the website. That will be going live later this week. There will be spaces for articles, there will be spaces for videos, and then as well, we'll also have a store I've told you about the merchandise we're going to be getting with the logos, but we also are going to have memorabilia. We have autographed memorabilia that I've been able to track down on different auction sites, just kind of searching around and finding good deals and bringing them all into one place. So once the site goes live, you'll have the opportunity to search through those and find any you might like, see if you have any favorite players that we have. We have a lot of Hall of Famers. We have even some current players. We have a Brian Rust right now from Pittsburgh. We also have some Marcel Dion, Chris Chelios, Phil Esposito, so different varieties of things that will be up there once the site goes live. If you have any requests as far as players or teams you want me to keep an eye out for, be sure to send that my way, and I will absolutely do that. As far as the merchandise, if you have any requests as far as size or colors, you can also go ahead and send me that. And I am going to look into the potential in the future of trying to get sweaters with the logo on it. So if you do have interest in that, let me know so I can kind of gauge where that's at and see if that's something that might be worth the time. Anyways, there'll be more on that later in the week, but for today, we're doing the Tulsa Oilers Award Show. We've got the top 5 games mixed in as well. You got your team MVP, offensive and defensive MVP, offensive defenseman player of the year, defensive forward, rookie of the year, newcomer of the year, goalie of the year, biggest improvement throughout the year. So a lot of fun. We'll also have Danielle Porter. She's going to be doing the funsies. She's going to have a look at some of the fresh faces that had an impact for Tulsa in a fun way this year, and she'll be joining us later on. So for now, buckle up, and we're going to get started with the number 5 game from this past season. The number 5 game of the year was an early season battle against the Rapid City Rush, one of several games between the two clubs early in the season. It was a physical affair that Rapid City controlled for the majority of the night and looked to have put away with an empty net goal with a minute 23 left to go up 5-2. The Oilers were not done yet, however. They were given a power play opportunity. J.J. Pikanich immediately capitalized. The Oilers won the face-off and attacked, and Pikanich was able to score again. Just like that, a potential miracle was in the cards, perhaps. The building was sensing it. The Oilers won the face-off again and pushed forward. A shot that trickled up, kind of flicked off the goalie, Prosvetov, kind of got a bit of his blocker on it, just enough to tip it up and over the net. Just about an inch away from a miracle comeback. In the end, the Oilers fall 5-4 to the Rapid City Rush, but it goes down as the number 5 game of the year thanks to the near miracle comeback in the final minute. Next up, we have the first of our awards of the night, and it is the Rookie of the Year going to Robbie Jackson. Jackson, out of California, had an excellent season in his first year as a pro. 19 goals, 21 assists, had 10 multi-point games. His best outing of the year came against Fort Wayne, 3 points with 2 goals and an assist. He was an excellent weapon for the team, a dangerous threat anytime he was on the ice. His speed to get out on the breakaway, and once he was on the breakaway, he really had little to no chance with his moves and his deking ability. His wrist shot was excellent, and his hockey IQ was great. He kept getting himself in good position, and then when he was in good position and got the chance, he was able to capitalize on it. Really contributed a lot to the team in his first year, and honestly, quite easy choice as Rookie of the Year. He really stood out as the best rookie on the team. He had a lot of hype coming in out of juniors, and he absolutely lived up to it. So congratulations, Robbie Jackson, Rookie of the Year from Okie On Hockey. Next up tonight is the Newcomer of the Year award. Danny Moynihan gets that for the Tulsa Oilers this year. Not a rookie. He had missed the last season. He had retired early due to health issues. Came back this year, played alongside his brother early on. His brother left the team later on. Called him Father Moynihan around here. A lot of cool nicknames you get to hear if you watch the game with Danielle and I. You'll get to hear more from her later on. She's got some fun awards coming up, so looking forward to that. But Father Moynihan and Brother Moynihan, brother no longer with the team, but Father Moynihan, an excellent year, consistent all throughout, was able to win face-offs, do the little things in the offensive and defensive zones. He was able to create chances for his line mates with 24 assists and finish himself when he was given the opportunity with 19 goals. Had points in 12 of 14 games during a stretch in November and December, and had a 3-point night against Rapid City on March 1st. So Danny Moynihan is your newcomer of the year for the Tulsa Oilers. We head back to the countdown now for a look at the number 4 game of the season. It came in mid-December, the 15th to be exact, actually my mom's birthday, so quite a fun day for everybody in my family, but for everybody in the Tulsa family as well. The Oilers were in desperate need of a win that afternoon, but were frustrated through 2 periods. Despite playing well, they were down 3-2 against Wichita. They really just hadn't had much offensive flair throughout the early part of the season, and hadn't really been able to stop anybody defensively, and were really needing something to happen. And it happened on this afternoon, on a Sunday afternoon. The Oilers just turned it on late in the second and into the third, just annihilating Wichita. 22-4 were the shots in the third period. 3-0, the Oilers outscored the Thunder over the final 20 minutes en route to the 5-3 victory. Corey Ward, a hat trick. He had just been acquired the week before. So an excellent win for the Oilers in a much-needed time. December 15th, 5-3 over Wichita. Our next award is the biggest improvement from the beginning of the season to the end, and that goes to Ole Eriksson Ek in his first season in North America, coming over from Sweden. It took him a little bit early in the year to get used to the angles and the smaller rink surface, but once he did, he really excelled, and when he started to turn the corner and find his consistency, that's when the Oilers did as well. Having 2 solid netminders that you can rely on really takes a lot of pressure off the team, and they were able to kind of focus defensively and just play their game, knowing that they had protection behind them no matter who was in net. Ole really stepped up. 907 save percentage or better in 11 of the last 13 games. Ended with a 902 save percentage and a 301 goals against. Had an excellent game on January 12th, a 1-0 shutout overtime win. 28 of 28 saves for his first professional shutout, and it was stressful all the way to the end as he was being matched on the other end of the ice. But in the end, his team got him a goal, and he got the shutout. Ole Eriksson Ek wins Most Improved from Okie On Hockey. Sticking with the men in the masks, we go to the goalie of the year, and that is Devin Williams. Once again, an excellent season for number 35. His third straight year finishing above 500 and with 15 or more wins. 17, 12, and 2 on the year, 905 save percentage, and a 2.72 goals against average. Really, he's just a model of consistency, and he has been for 3 years now. Everybody who follows the Oilers knows what he brings to the table. The team is able to play loose and relaxed around him. Early in the year, he wasn't getting a lot of time as the Oilers were giving Eriksson Ek some time and giving Evan Fitzpatrick a little bit of time trying to figure out who the backup was and trying to appease the affiliates up in the AHL. But once things started kind of buckling down a bit and Williams got in there, he was his solid, normal self, and the team started to play well. And Eriksson Ek, when he kind of turned it on, the two of them really teamed up and provided an excellent 1-2 punch that the Oilers were able to really benefit from. And that's really the catalyst for the turnaround in the season, is when the team started playing better defensively and had the solid net minding behind them, no matter who was in net. But Devin Williams, he's a stud, 17 wins, and he takes home goalie of the year from Okie On Hockey. Back to the countdown now, and we head to February now, February 15th. So that's kind of odd. The first 3 in the countdown have all been on the 15th, so middle of the month makes for good games apparently. This one was a back-and-forth contest against Wichita, in which neither team was able to hold a lead for long. Anytime someone grabbed a goal, the other team answered immediately. Oilers took a 3-2 lead into the final period wearing these gorgeous Tulsa sweaters. Absolutely love the nicknames on the back and the design, sublimated, just beautiful in that nice light blue. I'm a fan, if you can't tell, with my logo of that shade of blue. I mean, anybody from Oklahoma really is, but an excellent game with the jerseys on, back and forth, like I said. Oilers had a 3-2 lead in the third. Wichita looked like they might have sent it to overtime when a goal by Salvaggio with just over 5 minutes to play, but 40 seconds later, Charlie Sampere answered and denied the Thunder any point from the occasion. The Oilers got both with the regulation win. 4-3 victory. Williams gets the win. Charlie Sampere gets the game winner, his 15th of the year. So, your number 3 game of the year, Tulsa 4, Wichita 3, from February the 15th. Our next award goes to the best offensive defenseman, and that's a runaway for Miles Liberati. An excellent season for the first-year Oiler, 11 goals, 35 assists, second on the team in assists, and those 46 points were third on the team. An excellent season, able to distribute the puck from the blue line, really was a force on the power play and at even strength. Really was able to kind of keep play moving in the zone, facilitate passes, and find the open man, kind of create plays, get the puck on net for deflections and rebounds, all the little things that you have to do if you're going to get 46 points as a defenseman in a shortened season. Came over from South Carolina. Before that, he had been with Allen for years. Has that experience that you can't really teach. You just have to kind of develop it. And he was a major piece and a major addition. Really a threat anytime he touched the puck. Like I said, 46 points, second on the team in assists, third in points. An excellent season for the first-year Oiler. His best game, he had a goal and 2 assists on December 28th in Utah. However, the team did lose that game in a shootout. But Miles Liberati is your offensive defenseman of the year. Next up is the Best Role Player Award, and that goes to Corey Ward. He came over from Cincinnati midway through the year and made an immediate impact. First offensively with a hat trick his first weekend in that big 5-3 comeback win over Wichita, but it wasn't the goal scoring that was the difference he made for the team. It was everything else, the little things, moving without the puck, playing well defensively, just being that two-way forward and that third-line grinder-type forward that can shut down the other team and facilitate things. Look at this excellent series of photos here where he's able to kind of body off obliquely along the boards and allow Charlie Sampere to dig it out and kind of get free. Then he's able to body off those two steelheads, giving Sampere the space to step forward up into the circle where he's able to then pass it through the slot, looking back door. And if you notice, there are 5 steelheads there. So what does that mean? It means there's somebody open back door, and it's happy times and hockey hugs for the Oilers. So just the little things like that Corey Ward did defensively and offensively. An excellent addition to the team and really made a difference. That grit and determination he brought was another big factor in the Oilers' turnaround. So plus 10, by the way, in just 34 games. I know plus minus isn't the best stat in the world, but when you're plus 10 in 34 games, it really shows that you're doing things well on both sides of the puck. So Corey Ward is your best role player of the year. Now for a little bit of a change-up, let's introduce you to Danielle Porter. If you're in the Hockey Fam group on Facebook, you already know her. She is going to be doing some fun segments for us throughout the year, and we're going to start today with the Funsies Award. She has some good and hilarious awards that she's come up with. Always has good nicknames and good thoughts, so, I like her. She's great. I think you'll like her as well. So here with the Funsies, it's Danielle Porter.
Hey everyone, I'm Danielle Porter, and today I will be bringing you the Funsies Awards, or as I like to call them, the Fresh Oil Drops. These are awards for new Oilers. They could be rookies, or they could be just first time with the Tulsa Oilers this year. So let's get started. The first award is the Fresh Face Fish Fry Award. Now, you guys know we love to play Idaho. And this year, we scored against them 26 times. And our fresh oils, our newbies, Danny Moynihan and Jacob Benson, both scored 4 goals against the Fish. So good job, guys. The next Fresh Oil Drop Award is the Spirit Stick. This goes to the hockey player that has the most spirit. He gave his stick away whenever he was the first star of the game. And this Spirit Stick Award goes to JJ Pickenich. The next award is the Come Home, Lassie! This award goes to the player that we all loved, but then he got called up. And we were like, where did he go? Please come home. And the Come Home Lassie Award goes to Devin Sidoroff. The next award is the Nickname Worthy of Sequence. The new guys this year had some great nicknames, but the one guy whose nickname stood out from the rest was Miles Liberati, or as we like to call him, Liberace. And the last Fresh Oil Drop Award is the Thunder Doesn't Roll. Sorry, Garth Brooks. This year, whenever we played Wichita, we scored 43 times. Brent Gates and Jack Kopaka both scored 4 goals against them, giving them the most goals in the Fresh Oil Drop category. So congrats, guys. Bye.
Back to the countdown for the number 2 game of the season, and unfortunately, it would also turn out to be the final game of the season, March the 7th in Allen, Texas, in what was looking like a playoff preview. Tulsa came in playing really well and controlled play for the first 50 minutes or so, leading 2-0 midway through the third period. That's when they got in a little bit of penalty trouble, though. Ended up going down 5-on-3, and Allen capitalized quickly, scoring 2 power play goals in just 22 seconds to tie the game. The Oilers wouldn't have been blamed one bit if they weren't able to keep that talented Americans team from steamrolling on with all that momentum in front of their home crowd. But that's not what happened. The Oilers showed a lot of heart and a ton of resiliency. They were able to rebound and get a goal from Steven Ruggiero with 3:16 to play. And then Charlie Samper iced it with an empty netter with 44 seconds to play. That empty netter for Samper, his 21st of the year. That would end the season with him tied with Pleskach for the team lead. So Samper, a 2-goal night to end the season, ending up tied for the team lead with Pleskach. The Oilers really showing a lot of resiliency, winning 4-2, and you really have to wonder what was coming next. But we'll never know. Getting towards the end of the show now, we're on to the offensive MVP, and that is JJ Pickenich. In his first year with the squad, he had 12 goals and 42 assists, led the team in points. He went to the 2020 ECHL All-Star Game as the representative for Tulsa and participated in the fastest skater competition, which he won, beating a score that Connor McDavid had posted the year before. So an excellent job there, showing off the speed and showing that it's NHL caliber speed in the ECHL. Pickenich was consistent throughout. He started hot and he played well for the team. He was able to facilitate the offense, really just kind of spreading it around, bringing in that experience from Newfoundland where he won the Kelly Cup last year. Just really a big piece. His best game, a 4-point effort, a goal and 3 assists on October the 30th against Greenville in an 8-2 win. So really, especially his play with Pleskach early on, and then later on he was able to just distribute to whoever was on his line and whoever he was playing with at that particular time. So easy decision. The offensive most valuable player was JJ Pickenich. Now on to your defensive MVP. Another first-year Oiler who really stepped up and did an excellent job. He led all defensemen in plus-minus with a +11, had 8 goals, 16 assists as well. So he was able to contribute offensively, but at the same time, he was always a lockdown defender. He paired up with Mike McKee consistently throughout the season. The two of them were the Oilers' lockdown pair. McKee, that big physical presence, able to kind of body people off the puck, and Cam Knight able to kind of get the puck out of the zone and calm things down and get things out of the ice on the breakout. Any signs of first-year hesitations or nervousness, really came in and did an excellent job right away. Became the starting D pair that Coach Murray put out there. And so if he's going to do that, he obviously has a lot of trust in you. And Cam Knight really stepped up and earned that trust. So Cam Knight, he's the choice for the Defensive Player of the Year from Okie On Hockey. Before we announce the team MVP, it's time to let you know what the number one game of the season was in our opinion, and it was November 16th, Autism Awareness Night. The Oilers against the Idaho Steelheads. Always a fun battle between those two. It was a rematch of last year's playoffs, second round matchup. Always loud on Autism Night, and it was especially loud on this night. Going into overtime, and there was a moment where the PA system got turned up super loud, trying to be able to be heard over the crowd, and they were able to be heard over the crowd. Almost made the entire press row go deaf. I looked over at Colin Chuck, who was calling the game, and he was just kind of like, "What was that?" and pointed at his ears. But definitely an awesome thing to be able to say that you had to turn up the PA so loud to be heard that it almost blew everyone's eardrums out. The game itself was a battle between two teams who play, kind of a different style. The Oilers were putting all kinds of shots on goal. The Steelheads were just defending and kind of playing off the counter. Looked like the Oilers were going to win a 3-2 game, but the Steelheads rallied and scored with just 4 seconds left, banking one in from behind the net. The Oilers recovered, though. Overtime was a back-and-forth affair. Nobody was able to find the winner in the extra session. It went to the shootout, and in the shootout, the Oilers got goals from Gates and Samper, while Idaho only got one from White. And Tulsa was able to secure a 4-3 win in just an excellent battle and an excellent atmosphere. Your number one game of. Our final award tonight is the team MVP, and that goes to the captain, Adam Pleskach. Started off a little bit slow this year, but he really rebounded and had another excellent year. But the main reason he wins MVP is looking at the stats. Tulsa 22-10-3 when he recorded a point. Even early in the year when the team was struggling, they were 4-2 in the 6 games in October in which Pleskach scored a point. So, when he was able to find the offense early, the team did well, and when he was able to find his groove and find some consistency, that leadership and that being able to not only lead with the voice in the locker room, but then turning it into the production on the ice, that coupled with the arrival of Corey Ward and, the kind of tandem of Eriksson Ek and Williams being established as Ole kind of found his groove. Those 3 things all kind of came together, and that's what was turning the season around for the Oilers. It would have been really interesting to see what would have happened, but Adam Pleskach, he ends up with another excellent season, 21 goals, 28 assists. Iron Man, he played every game for a 3rd straight year. He is now the number 1 Tulsa Oiler in terms of games played. He passed Doug Lawrence in December for that honor. So just an all-around great year once again for the captain. And when you take everything into account, the record, the milestone, it's an easy choice. Your MVP for the Oilers, Adam Pleskach. That will do it for the 2019-20 Tulsa Oilers Awards show. Thank you to David Lackey and David Lackey Media. All photos you saw were courtesy of him. He really does excellent work. You can find him on Facebook. So major thanks to him for giving me the opportunity to tell a story through pictures as well as through words. All the stats you saw were compiled using Elite Prospects. You can check them out at eliteprospects.com. And you can find me on Twitter at OSUCam and Okie On Hockey on Instagram /Okie On Hockey. Thank you all for tuning in to our first award show from Okie On Hockey and our second episode. Look for our next episode late this week or early next week. We'll be discussing all things Tulsa Oilers and hockey in general with Zach Reynolds. Look for our website later this week. As I was saying, we'll have videos and articles there as well as merchandise and memorabilia. So thank you once again, and we will see you next time.